Scrappers will be kicking off, and they'll be kicking off from the south end. Hope is up on the north end receiving. The Scrappers to our left. So Hope, when they take over on offense, they'll be moving right to left on your radio dial. We're looking forward to bringing you the football season once again this year, and once again with a play-by-play of the Nashville Scrappers, the voice of the Scrappers here on the radio, Charles Hubbard.
All right, Stoney Ray has the ball on the tee. He's got it on the left hash mark. And back deep to receive the ever-dangerous David Williams. High kick, short, be fielded, ball on the ground at the 19. Scrappers after he breaks the tackle. Gets across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. Finally picked up by Isaac Hendricks.
Well, they let it bobble around a little bit. I believe that was Chris Benson getting down there and getting a hand on him there, Charles, when he had the ball bobbled around, and the tackle was made at about the 20-yard line.
Well, the 10th grader, Martese Floyd, tried to field it, and he was bumped, it looked like, by Hendricks, and the ball went to the ground. For a moment, it looked like they were trying to decide who was going to get on the ball or pick it up, and they did finally. Okay. Here we go with the first play of the 2000 season. Deep in the eye is Holyfield for the Bobcats. Nethery hands off to Holyfield. Tries to get outside. Scrappers. Andrew Westfall in the backfield at about the 19-yard line. We'll wait for the spot. Hit him at the 19. Might have fell forward back to the 20-yard line. We'll wait for the spot. No, they'll mark him inside of it, so we're going to call it the 19-yard line. About a yard or so loss on the play for the Bobcats. Good play by Andrew Westfall. Ball on the right hash mark. Lone setback now. Nethery wants to throw. Incomplete. Had a man. Number 26 there is Clay Black, the intended receiver, at about the 28-yard line. Defending was Jordan on the play for the Scrappers.
Just kind of mixing up early here, just trying to keep that defense. You know, I'm sure that Hope kind of feels the pressure coming in from this Scrapper defense. They realize defense is going to be real good for the Scrappers this year, and they're just trying to run and pass and mix it up a little bit.
Well, if that had been a good pass, Rick, I believe he might have had that one. Back to the I formation now, 3rd and 11 at the 19 for the Bobcats. Split in to the left. Nethery hands off to Holyfield. Holyfield is hit in the backfield again. He'll fall forward back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard. It'll be 4th down for the Bobcats.
Good series there for the defense. Of course, you had one incomplete pass there, Charles. They didn't give up a yard. As a matter of fact, that series lost yardage for the Hope Bobcats.
Tough defense for the Scrappers. Scrappers were really counting on the defense being really solid this year. Chris Benson back deep to receive along with Torrin Haney. And back to punt is Nethery, and he's a good one. Standing on about his own 6 or 7 yard line. Good snap. He'll get it away. Wobbly kick off to the side. It'll be out of bounds. It hit on the midfield stripe. We'll see where they mark it. They're going to mark it right on the midfield stripe. Good position there for the Scrappers for their first possession of the 2000 season.
That covered 31 yards on that punt, as you mentioned, giving the Scrappers good defensive stand a moment ago, and it gives the Scrappers now good field position at midfield.
All right, Brian Pope, your Scrapper quarterback, really came on toward the end of the season last year, Rick. He is an intense player. He really wants to do well. He's looking for a big year. Slot right, ball on the left hash mark. Backs are split. Pope up under center. Wants to throw right off the bat. Fly pattern for Haney.
Pope stepped back, a lot of composure, threw the ball up. Haney did a great job. He's got the hands, Charles. Went down the sideline, caught that. The Scrappers now a great field position at the 10.
I thought the defender, Neal, had pretty good position. He just misjudged it just a little. That ball was laid in there perfectly. Scrappers cannot get a first down, I don't think. If they do, it would only be by inches. Ball on the right hash mark. First down at the 10-yard line of the Hope Bobcats. Split backs. Receivers left and right. Handoff. Anderson goes over the left side, maybe a yard. Blocking up front on that left side. Looked like Burchett in there. And leading the way is the fullback, of course, Jaquan Johnson. We'll give him maybe a half a yard, not a whole lot. I think this is going to be a stingy defense for the Bobcats. 7 people coming back from a pretty good ball club last year, Rick. Give the Scrappers all they wanted last year. Slot right. Ball right in the middle of the field. Second down and goal. Split backs for the Scrappers. Pope up under center. Drops. Wants to throw. Looks. Going to be tackled back in the backfield at about the 14-yard line. Well, we heard some of the game plan was going to be twofold. Rush the quarterback, hold up the receivers as much as possible. And it's a big loss on the play back to about the 14-yard line. So it'll be second down and goal for the Scrappers. Or excuse me, third down and goal for the Scrappers. Coach Laird sending the play in. McCauley, your Scrapper center, has him at the line of scrimmage. This is a huge play. Slot right. Split backs once again. Pope up under. Drops. Looks. Not much time. Screen pass. Complete to Anderson. Cuts back at the 10. He's going to be inside the 10, but it'll be swarmed under at about the 9. The original line of scrimmage from the last play, at least. And it will be now fourth down and goal. And I'm sure we're going to see Stoney Ray coming in here. I say I'm sure we will. It looks like it.
He is changing the shoe right now. You know, Stoney's playing up in that offensive line, and whenever we get in a punt situation or going for a kick like this, Charles, he's got to change that shoe.
All right, here we go. We've got
plenty of time there. 14 seconds.
14 seconds. It's going to be Brad Gordon, the holder for the Scrappers. And clock ticking. 5 seconds. 4, 3. There's the snap. The placement's down. The kick is up. Looks good. And it is. The Scrappers lead with 8:05 left in the first period of play. It's 3-0 over the Hope Bobcats. We'll be back with a Scrapper kickoff in just a moment. By Stoney Ray. It's going right to left. It's taken by David Williams at the 15 to the 20. Breaks a tackle, gets loose. Scrappers are going to have to tackle him. He's a dangerous threat. Up to the 40, maybe even the 41-yard line. We'll wait till they mark it. Look like they're going to mark it right on the 41-yard line. He is a dangerous threat. No doubt about it. I think he's the best athlete that they have, Rick.
Scrappers leading in this ball game 3-0 in first series, Charles. 5 plays. They capped it off with a 23-yard field goal by Stoney Ray.
50-yard drive it was. Came with 8:05 left in the first period. Scrappers missing a player, it looks like, or we have, oh no, we've got one injured. Charles Green limping just a little bit. Looks like he might have twisted an ankle. I think Charles has had a little bit of problem. I don't know how much, but he's got the shoe untied. We don't need to be losing anybody. Coming in and taking his place is going to be number 54, Seth Jamison. I can guarantee you Seth Jamison is solid as a rock. He's a good one. I formation once again. Wide receiver to the left, split in right, handoff Holyfield up the middle on his feet, 50, 45, and they may mark him down instead the 46. They do. Big gain right there. Chris Benson on the stop for the Scrappers.
You know, Chris is going to be all over the field, Charles. He's going to do what he can. You don't like for him to be the one to have to make the tackle, though. I mean, Holyfield did a good run. Got it up to the Scrapper 46, about 13 yards on that pickup.
Okay, Green trying to shake it off, limping over on the sideline. First down in Scrapper territory for the Bobcats, just shy of the Scrapper 45. Split in to the right. to the left rather. Handoff, fullback, breaks a tackle. Another one, gets up across the 40 to about the 37-yard line, I believe. Maybe he gets to the 37. He's going to be a little shy of it. We're just going to call it the 38, Rick, but nevertheless, a great run of about 7 yards. Second down, short 3. Ball on the right hash mark for the Bobcats. That's the Scrapper 38. Scrappers leading 3-0. I formation again, split in left, wide receiver right, handoff fullback again. This time he's met right there, may have fallen forward for just a little bit. I can guarantee you if they don't punch it in the end zone, they've got one fine field goal kicker. He's got a leg on him. It'll be third down and about 2 yards and a half probably for the first down at the Scrapper 37. Normally they're not real fancy in situations like this, but this is a non-conference game. You never know what they're going to do. They'll send their split in to the left side, and that is Clay Black. Got a power I formation now. Hand off to Williams in the backfield. He's caught there. I don't think he got the first down. He surged forward for a little bit, and we're going to wait till they mark it. He may have got it on second effort. They had him for about a yard or so loss, and I think he may. No, they're going to say he's short by about a half a yard. I'm not too sure if they won't just go for it because they're at the 36-yard line. And they're going to have to go for it. You punt it, you're not going to gain a whole lot there, and you don't lack a whole lot. So the Scrapper players wanting the crowd to liven up a little bit. Big fourth down and about a yard for the Bobcats. Ball on the right hash mark. Power I once again. Nethery. Hand off. Williams. Big play in the backfield. I believe that was going to be McCullough. McCullough met him deep in the backfield, and I mean knocked him flat. Now that's coming to play right there, my man. That is a fine play. Scrappers hold, take over at the 39.
And that was about a 3-yard loss. As you mentioned, Charles, the Scrappers will take over on their own 39-yard line.
All right, power right didn't work. Split backs, ball on the left hash mark. Slot right for the Scrappers. Handoff. Not much at all. Looks like Jaquan Johnson on the carry. Maybe gained a half a yard. Running game is going to have to grow for the Scrappers a little bit. Got a lot of young or new players on that offensive line. They're going to have to grow into that position.
Well, the defenses, Charles, usually at this stage of the ball game, getting off started earlier, they're a little bit better for both ball clubs. We're seeing a good defensive match right now.
Ponder and Telford wide right. Pope wants to throw. Throws it out. Oh, incomplete, intended for Nick Anderson. Had it in his hands, just couldn't hold on. A little bit high. You got to catch them all in big games, though. And it could be that the hands might be a little sweaty out there, Rick. It's a little bit muggy out here tonight, so temperature has not fallen very much, but it's a little better than it was when we first got here. Sun's going down, or at least behind the clouds, but it's awfully muggy, so your hands could be wet. Telford and Ponder again wide right. Split backs once again for the Scrappers. Wants to throw. Pressure. Throws it. Incomplete. To Telford, the intended receiver, and I'll tell you, a lot of pressure coming in that time by DeMarco Robinson for the Bobcats. Scrappers are going to have to punt it away. So I'm sure we're going to see David Williams back again for the Bobcats. We are, along with Isaac Hendricks, and the Scrappers with their first punt of the evening. Resting right on the 40. Scrappers were only able to manage about a yard that time on offense. Stony Ray's going to punt it for the Scrappers. 3. We better get the snap. We do. Good snap. Stony, high kick. Fair catch call for at the 25-yard line by David Williams. And so that's where the Bobcats will take over their own 25-yard line.
35 yards on the punt. Stoney did a good job getting that one away. Charles did a real good job on that punt.
Fine kick by Stoney Ray. Scrappers leading 3-0 over the Hope Bobcats here with 4 minutes 37 seconds left in the first period. And it's been a kind of a defensive game so far. Scrappers had one big offensive play. Bobcats a couple of nice runs. They're basically a running team, but they're going to throw it some tonight. Well, you can bet on that. I formation again, slot right. Toss sweep going the opposite way. Holyfield, boy, he's a dandy, gets across the 30 to about the 32-yard line, following his blocking very, very well. Anthony Jones on the stop for the Scrappers.
Well, you know, it looked like it was coming on outside, Charles, on the run, and Holyfield just does a good job kind of hopping and picking his way and jumping back in and finding some opening.
Second down, about 2.5 yards to go now for the Bobcats. Ball in the middle of the field. Hendricks to the left. Split to the right is Andy Holyfield. I formation. Nethery up under. Hands off. Holyfield in the backfield, and he is going to be swarmed under for a loss on the play of about a yard, yard and a half. Well, wait till we get the official spot. It was the 33-yard line. I guess we're going to mark it about the 32. So we're only going to give them a yard. Don Warren in on the play along with Shelton Jefferson. Big third down play right here. 3rd and about 3 now for the Bobcats. Ball right in the middle of the field, slot right. Holyfield dots the I. Nethery. Toss sweep to Holyfield. He's going to get outside in the first down. Barely, but he got it on second effort. He was hit right at the line of, at the first down marker, but able to pick it up by about a yard, yard and a half. So it'll be a first down now for the Hope Bobcats just outside the 35. We'll call it the 36. Pretty good run, very good blocking that time, and that's what you'll find. You know, usually your passing teams do a good job of pass blocking, your running teams do a good job of run blocking, and that's what they were doing that time, doing it very well. Ball on the right hash mark, slot right again for the Bobcats. First down. Nethery fakes the toss sweep, and he's going to be swarmed under. Wanted to throw back the other way, and I'll tell you, as he turned around, it looked like Jones that's Westfall was there to meet him. And he saw him coming, and it looked like he just got on the ground before Westfall just caved in on him.
Westfall loves the ball game, loves to play the game, Charles, and he'll make a quarterback just collapse, as you mentioned. If you look up and see him coming, you'll just kind of collapse and hit to the ground.
He didn't have a chance. 4-yard loss. Second down, 14. Back to the 32 for the Bobcats. Wants to throw again. Quick throw. Intercepted at the 40. 35-30. Inside that to about the 20. Well, I believe that's Brent Stanley on the interception for the Scrappers. Good job by Brent Stanley. Played it perfectly. Overthrown just a little bit. And Stanley picks it off and runs it back to the 28-yard line. Now they're going to move it up a little bit. 27-yard line it is. Great field position for the Scrappers for their third offensive possession at the Bobcat 27. Need to take advantage of field position like this. 2:28 left in the first period. Scrappers leading 3-0. Ball on the left hash mark now for the Scrappers. There's a handoff to Hobson. Willie Hobson on the carry to about the 25-yard line. Pickup of a couple on the play. That's the first time we've seen him in the ball game. And expecting quite a bit out of him for just a sophomore. Got a lot of hope for him, and hopefully he'll mature and come along and get comfortable in this offense. Second down and 8 at the 25-yard line of the Bobcats. Ball inside the right hash mark. Split backs. Handoff. Hobson again. Tries to get outside. Lots of pressure. He's going to be thrown for a big loss. Got knocked back. Never was able to regain anything, and he was thrown for a big loss back at the 30-yard line. Scrapper running attack. Sputtering just a little bit at the moment. Chris Benson is going to check into the game now for the Scrappers. He'll be at one of the wideouts. Westfall coming out. And he was in at a slot back position there. We've got Haney and Benson in. And they're split wide right for the Scrappers. Split backs. Wants to throw. Long pass for Haney. He was bumped. No call. Oh, I don't believe it. Nearly knocked him down, and there wasn't a call. When you're on the road, that's what happens, folks. At the 10-yard line, ran into him, and I can't believe that there was no call on that play. Ran right in.
Down coming up. We'll see what they do here, Charles. 1:05 to go in this first quarter with the Scrappers leading 3-0. They had a good scoring opportunity right here on this series, and looks like they're going to go for something here.
It'll be 4th and about 13 now from the 30-yard line. And Telford's back in at split end. In the slot will be Benson. Split backs again. Pope drops, wants to throw. Pressure, throws it. Downfield for Benson. Knocked away. Good defensive play by David Williams. Bobcats will take over at the 30.
He was there just for a moment, and the defenders there for the Bobcats just did a good job to kind of react back and knock the ball down.
Well, the pass was there, Rick. It was just a good job. We had 2 receivers right there in the same area, and fairly easy for the defenders to cover that. And I tell you, I can't say enough about this David Williams guy. I was impressed with him last year. I know a lot of other people was too, and he's a dandy. Bobcats take over 1st and 10 at their own 30. Scrappers with a great scoring opportunity, not able to take advantage of it. Split backs now, handoff, second man. Picks up 2 or 3 yards, that's Holyfield. Wait till we get the spot at about the 34, I believe, is where they'll mark it. And said, yeah, 34-yard line. Well, he got more than I thought. Gets about 4. 2nd down and 6 now. Ball still in the middle of the field. Inside 35 seconds and counting left here in the first period. Scrappers leading by a score of 3-0. I formation. Split in left, wide receiver right. Handoff in the backfield, and he's hit, dropped for about a yard or so. Ball was on the ground. I think we got it. Yes, we did. Holyfield fumbles. Graham had it. Gary Graham came up with it here at 15 seconds left in the first period of play. Scrappers with another break. Got to take advantage of your opportunities.
I tell you, defense is doing their job, Charles, getting some turnovers, getting good field position when that offense goes out there. We had it on our midfield the first series, started at the 39 of Nashville, then we had it at the Hope 27, and now Scrappers taking over at the Hope 32-yard line.
All right, Scrappers at the Hope 32 this time. Got to take advantage. Ponder right, Telford left, split backs. Toss sweep. That'll be Hobson. Cuts at the 30. Hit by Williams inside the 30. Falls forward to about the 26-yard line.
Got good speed there, Charles. He just kind of came off to the outside and just trying to moved it upfield a little bit. No chance of losing anything there.
Rick, we had some pretty good blocking that time on the corner. That's the end of the first period. You heard the whatever it was.
I guess that's
cannon, I guess. Yes. That's the end of the first period, however. 3-0. Scrappers after 1. Back with the second period in a moment. Just a little over 3 yards to go. Second down for the Scrappers. Scrappers had opportunity after an interception by Brent Stanley a moment ago, and it was 3 and out. There's There's some movement, and there was an offside. Now, what are they going to call first? I think the Scrappers jumped after the Bobcat jumped offsides. I don't know what they're going to call. Now, he was across the line of scrimmage, which may have made one of our players jump. This is one of those things the officials, they are going to call offsides. Yeah, he had already crossed the line of scrimmage. One of our backs did jump. But anyway, it's a 5-yard penalty. It's a first down for the Scrappers now. That'll move the ball to the 21-yard line. And I guess that's the first penalty of the ball game, is it not? Yeah, sure is. 5 yards against the Bobcats. Moves it to the Bobcat 21. Ball on the right hash mark. Split backs. Ponder to the left. Telford right. Ball's on the ground, and Pope will have to fall on it. Back at the 24, maybe even the 25-yard line. Just, hey, look, it's like we talked about a moment ago. Hands could be sweaty. He's got a towel, but that doesn't always do it. I know the official tries to dry that ball off, but I didn't see him do it then. It's the kind of night that ball could get really, really slick. Holyfield fumbled a moment ago, and now we've seen Brian Pope do it for the Scrappers. So 4-yard loss, almost 5 on the play for the Scrappers. Pope wants to throw. Pressure. Throws it in the ground, intended for Ponder at the 15, and he was hit right when he threw it by number 32, Travoris Thornton. So it's going to bring up a third down now for the Scrappers.
You know, Charles, you're talking about the hot and sweaty conditions here, probably affecting the passing a little bit. Last 5 passes, we've thrown incomplete passes. The first 2 we connected up, so right now 2 out of 7 for Pope and the passing game of the Scrappers.
Okay, it's going to be Jamone Johnson checking out, and it'll be Telford wide right, Ponder and Haney to the left. A lone setback is going to be Hobson. Pope up under center. Big third down play. Need to pick up a little bit. And he tried to do the little flanker screen then, and or the tunnel screen. And there's some jawing going on out there. We need to stop that.
You know, one thing, talk about these incomplete passes here early, Charles, in the game. Kind of talked about the conditions, but primarily it's good defense by the Bobcats. And there we saw pressure coming in.
Well, they were right in Brian's face then. He just didn't have a chance to complete that. But they were going with the tunnel screen then. And you know, they kind of got used to that, a lot of people last year, and they were able to read it pretty good. And I think that time it wasn't that they read it so much. They just got a lot of pressure on it because they knew he was going to throw the ball. And we're going to have a 41-yard field goal attempt by Stony Ray. Getting his shoe tied up. 6 seconds, 5 seconds on the clock. He's ready. There's the snap. The placement's down. The kick is up, and it's not going to make it, I don't think. A little bit shy. I'll tell you what, when you got to run over and get that shoe and get out there and put it on your foot and get set with only 3 or 4 seconds left, it just makes you rush an awfully lot, and I think that might have been possibly part of his trouble then.
Well, it was a 41-yard attempt, if just fell a little bit short there. He had a good-looking kick there, Charles, just a little bit short.
And it was, as you said, a little bit short. So Bobcats again able to dodge another bullet. They'll get the ball on the 20. So the Bobcats with new life again, only down 3-0 to the Scrappers. Ball right in the middle of the field. Hendricks to the left. Split backs now for the Bobcats. Toss sweep to Holyfield. He'll get outside, and he'll get it strung out, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds. And I'm not sure where they're marked. They're going to mark it, I think, fairly close to the first down marker. I didn't think he got that far, but we don't have a real good view of the exact sideline. A lot of people over there, but he's going to get the advantage of the spot. I don't believe they're going to give him a first down, but it's by inches. So it'll be good position for the Bobcats to put one up in the air, Rick. Second down and only inches, just shy of the 30. That's their own 30. 11:04 left here in the second period. Scrappers leading 3-0. It is a power eye set, and Williams deep in that eye. It'll be the handoff to Williams. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward as he puts his head down. He'll pick up 2 or 3 yards, however, to about the 32 or 3 yard line. And that is enough for a Bobcat first down. First ball game of the year. Everybody's been waiting ever since the Scrappers ended their season at War Memorial Stadium last year. They've been ready. Jamone Johnson checking out. Boy, he is muddy all over. He's a workhorse, I'll tell you, on that defense. He's a tough one. First down for the Bobcats. They're on 33. Ball just inside the left hash mark. Power I set once again. Nethery down under. Handoff Williams. Hit at the line of scrimmage and thrown back. Good defensive play. Don Warren and Miles McCullough. I'll tell you what, he didn't get anything. In fact, he might have lost a little bit. I think he's going to have a yard loss on the play. We're going to move it back to the 32. I can tell you, well, Williams is checking out. Looks like checking in for him, and now is going to be A.J. Monk, a running back. They'll split him now, or set him up in the slot on the right side, and he'll go in motion now. It'll be the handoff. Up the middle, big hole. They're trying to arm tackle Holyfield, and that won't work. Picks up the first down and more at the 45. Just a quick hitter right up the middle that time, Rick, and there was nothing fancy about that. Just some good ball handling, great blocking on that offensive line, and moves it to the 46-yard line of the Bobcats for a first down.
About 14 yards on that pickup, move it on out to the Hope 46-yard line. They kind of handed off to Holyfield and then kind of did a quick pitch like it was going to go out to the outside, and Holyfield just did a good job up the middle making that yardage.
Nethery's doing a good job of running this ball club for the Bobcats at the moment. I formation again. Hand off. No, it's going to be the end around. That's going to be Hendricks. Scrappers didn't even see him. He's in the loose. 40, 35. Run out of bounds. Scrappers were back there and wouldn't even, they weren't looking at him. They were looking at Nethery. Inside the 35 to the Scrapper 34-yard line. Oh, my, we could have tackled him in the backfield.
Well, as you mentioned, Hope kind of getting their offense going. Nethery doing a good job at the quarterback position, kind of running that offense right now. They're in Scrapper territory down to the 34-yard line.
All right, Scrappers with one player on the field too many. He's coming off. First down at the Scrapper 34 for the Bobcats. Handoff. Holyfield in the backfield, keeps his feet inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Oh, this is one of those methodical drives. I'll tell you what, a ball club that can run the football can usually have success. They're going to mark it inside the 29. I'm going to call it the 28, Rick. He picked up more than I thought. We're going to call it a 5-yard gain on that play. Scrapper defense is going to have to bow their neck. Hendricks wide right. Black to the left. I formation. Nethery up under it at quarterback. Wants to throw. Pressure. Throws it up in the air. Scrappers have a chance to intercept it. Couldn't catch up to it. Intended for Hendricks. Oh, I'm telling you what, Graham and Westfall had Nethery on the run. And it'll bring up third down now in 5. And he threw that one out of desperation then, I think, Rick. He just wasn't really ready to throw it, and he actually threw it out of bounds.
Actually so, yeah. He was on the run, as you mentioned. A lot of pressure there, Charles, and not as good a pass as he could probably throw in that situation. And the receiver kind of fell down, too, diving at the football. So really no chance for that one to come complete.
A good thing it wasn't thrown right where it's supposed to be, because Stanley, I think, would have intercepted that one. Big third down play right here for the Scrapper D. Toss sweep. That's Holyfield. He'll get outside. Don't think he got the first down. He's going to be close to it, however. Boy, he can turn that corner in a hurry. He may have gotten it. Just depends on the mark. I'm not sure. They want to measure it, I think. There's going to be a timeout on the field for a measurement. 8:36 left in the second period. 3-0 Scrappers. We'll be back in just a moment. half a yard. The ball is resting on the 24-yard line. He's got to get to nearly the 23 to pick up the first down, and it will be fourth down. And Rick, I thought he got a favorable spot then. And the Scrapper Water Boys come out a little late there on the field. Boy, this is a huge play for the Scrapper defense right here, Rick. Huge play right here. This could be a quarterback sneak about as easy as anything because they only lacks about a half a yard. Ball is on the left hash mark. Fourth down, half a yard. Maybe want to make them jump. Scrappers did jump. 5-yard penalty. Scrappers, not an interior lineman, but somebody way on the outside. So 2 offside penalties, 1 for Hope, 1 for the Scrappers. Bobcats take advantage of it here and get the first down. And now they have their best or their deepest penetration of the night at the Scrapper 18-yard line.
8:35 to go in this first half. Scrappers leading 3-0, as Charles just mentioned. Hope penetrating here down to about the 19, 18-yard line or so.
I formation now. Split in to the right. Wide receiver to left. Wants to throw it. There is a bad pass, quite frankly, intended for Isaac Hendricks, and it was actually out of bounds. Jordan on the defense for the Scrappers had him shielded off there, and Hendricks going down that sideline. A little fade pass there for Nethery, and Nethery just floated a little too far, going for the end zone that time. Goes incomplete. It'll bring up second down. Well, we don't mind seeing that, especially when they're incomplete, right, David Earl?
That's right.
David Earl said something there on the radio. First time this year, isn't it?
I think second.
Oh, second time. All right, here we go. Big second down play now, and 10. Nethery, hands off up the middle. Not a whole lot. He'll pick up a couple of yards, maybe a little more than that. On the carry was Jarris White, the fullback, and he'll get it down close to the 15. I'm going to give him 3 yards on the carry. And that is the 10th play of this drive. Number 11 coming up. 8:06 left here, and the Bobcats, pretty good position at the Scrapper 15. Scrapper defense really needs to stop them right here. They have a great field goal kicker if they don't make it. I formation, David Williams deep in the eye. It'll be the handoff to Williams. He'll get outside. Scrappers are going to hem him in at around the 10. It depends on the mark. If he's outside the 10, he's going to have 2 or 3 yards to go. And I think they're going to put it right on the 10, and he'll be about a yard shy of the first down. And we don't know what the Bobcat brain trust over there wants to do. I think they're probably going to go for it. Oh, Scrapper defense. You've got to do something right here. 12th play of this drive. It's a big one. At the 10-yard line. Fourth down for the Bobcats and 1 yard. Split backs. Looks like they're wanting David Williams on it. Hand off to Williams. He'll try to get outside. He's not going to make it. He's got to be tackled outside the 10. And again, the Scrappers hold.
The one thing that really stopped that, one of his lead blockers out of the backfield, Charles, looked like the defender held him up.
Yeah.
And when he got over there, he just didn't have any place to go. And that's when the Scrapper defense then came in and made the tackle.
Oh, good defensive stand by the Scrappers. A great drive now by the Bobcats. We certainly don't want to sell them short on that.
Well, it was a good drive. It started at their own 20-yard line. Charles, here's the way Hope's series have ended. First series on a punt. They were held on downs, intercepted. They fumbled, and then again held on downs. A good job by the defense.
Well, the Scrapper offense needs to come alive. Hadn't done a whole lot tonight except one big play. Split back, slot left. Toss sweep. That's going to be Jaquan. Not much. Looked like he held up about the time he was wanting to take the hit then. Instead of punishing David Williams, it looked like he kind of held up for Williams then. And, of course, Williams coming up in a hurry. He'll pick up a couple. And it'll bring up second down now. And 8 for the Scrappers. Scrappers look like might be a little tentative there. And, boy, you can't do that against a team like this. You got to take it to them. Here we go. Slot right. Ponder and Telford. Split backs again. Wants to throw. Ball tipped in the air at the line. It's incomplete. And I'll tell you, that Hope Bobcat defensive line is eating them up right at the moment. There's going to be some people sucking some air here in just a little bit. Scrappers need to pick up 1 or 2 first downs right here. If not, we're going to be punting from deep in our own end. 6:22 left in the second period. 3-0 Scrappers. 3rd down and 8. Boy, you know they're wanting to come after him this time. That's part of the game plan. He drops, wants to throw, hit right when he threw it. And I mean to tell you, number 32, DeVoris Thornton, again leveled Brian Pope then just as he tried to release it. And that could have been very close to being intercepted because the ball kind of fluttered out there a little bit after he was hit. So again, we're going to have a good punt by Stony Ray. And David Williams back deep to receive at his own, standing at about his own 47, 48-yard line, anticipating a good punt from Stony. And it looks like the Scrappers having a little trouble getting people out on the field. Seth Jamison checks in now. And right on the goal line is Stony Ray. Good snap. Boy, he got it away, but barely. I mean to tell you, it's going to hit and roll, take a Scrapper bounce outside the 50. Isaac Hendricks almost blocked it. Boy, what a job by Stony Ray to get it away. It was low enough that Williams didn't have a chance to field it because Haney was right down there on him. So he didn't even try to field it, and it took a roll to the 48-yard line of the Bobcats.
40 yards on that punt. Charles, we were down to the final second, had to get the snap off. As you mentioned, good pressure coming in there by the Bobcats, and Stoney just doing a good job getting the kick away.
Well, it was a good snap, and boy, it's a good job, like you said, by Stoney. Split backs again for the Bobcats. Handoff, second man, Holyfield. Gets a little to about the 49. It just depends on the spot. And there's a penalty flag. Uh-oh. What's that going to be? Well, I'm not sure. It's probably against the Scrappers. It usually those kind of flags, it's late like that a lot of times. That's what it is. I've kind of got a feeling. Well, they hadn't talked. Yeah. We're going to have an infraction against the Scrappers. Did you see the call? I didn't catch it. We'll try to find out.
I don't know if they've made it yet. They're over explaining it to the coaching staff.
It's going to be a major one, though. Hold on a minute, and we'll try to find out what it was. Well, nobody else saw it. It's got to be a face mask, evidently, or something of that nature. I never did see the signal by the official. But anyway, it's marked all the way down to the 36-yard line of the Scrappers. That hurts right there. Big hurt. All right, first down for the Bobcats. First man through. Good hold to the 30. That goes Holyfield. Just a quick hitter. Nothing fancy. And they'll mark him probably right on the 30. Once again, good blocking up front for the Bobcats. Down there threatening again. Scrapper defense didn't get a lot of opportunity to get a breather. They're right back out there. In this kind of weather, that can be tough on you now. Second down and about 5.5 yards to go at the Scrapper 30, just shy of it. Split backs again. Nethery hands off Holyfield. Hit, breaks a tackle, big hole. First down to the 20-yard line goes D.D. Holyfield.
Can't believe he came out of that pack, Charles. Looked like he was down there for a moment, came back out, burst out to the outside, picked up good yardage.
Well, Scrappers got to wrap him up, and they did not wrap him up then. And we're going to mark that. We're going to call it again the 18-yard line. What have you got over there, David?
That's 8 first downs for both.
8 first downs for the Bobcats, 1 for the Scrappers. A lot of difference there. That means your defense is out there on the field quite a bit. First down for the Bobcats at the Scrapper 18. Ball on the left hash mark. Toss sweep to Holyfield. Cuts back. Good run. Somebody leveled him, but not until he picks up at least 5. I mean to tell you, they're blocking on the corners. Well, they're blocking everywhere. Bobcats doing a very good job of run blocking right now. And we're going to give him about 6 yards on that one to the 13-yard line. That'll bring up second down and 4. for the Bobcats. Down there a while ago, Scrappers held. Down here again. Hendricks wide right. Split to the left side is Holyfield, Andy Holyfield. Deep in the eye is going to be Williams. Hands off. Deep in the backfield. Williams up the middle. I think there's a fumble. Let's see who came up with it. I think the Bobcats may have gotten it back. I'm not sure. Yes, they did. Williams fumbled it around the 5, and I think it was recovered inside the 5. Got some Scrappers already getting up slow. They're just out there. They've been out there on the field quite a bit. That offense is going to have to do a little something that next half, or we're going to have some problems. Putting a little more beef in there on the line now. Some of your defensive backs coming out. First and goal, Bobcats, Scrapper 2. And Williams deep in the eye. Hand off to Williams. Hit the backfield, and he may be thrown for a loss. He's still got the ball, and he's going to be thrown back outside the 5. Wait till we get the mark on him. Boy, there's some fine defense right there. And I think Warren was in on that. Westfall, and maybe... Well, let's see, who else? Where'd they finally mark him? At the 6? I believe so. They got it 5 on the scoreboard. Oh, that was a big play. Let's see if we can do it again. Deep in the eye again is going to be Williams. Scrappers jump. Oh, my. Half the distance to the goal. It'll be another defensive penalty. Somebody on the interior part of the line there jumped. So give them back a little bit. So back to about the 2-yard line once again. Second down and goal. Just inside the 3. I tell you, Holyfield has really ran well for them. Second and goal. Nethery. Toss sweep. Williams hit at the line again. I think he fumbled it. I think the Scrappers got it. Yes, they did. Let's see if they give it to him. I don't know if they gave it to him or not. Yeah! The Scrappers do it again! Oh, my! And coming up, Benson with the ball for the Scrappers. Somebody laid a lick on Williams.
I'll tell you, that first lick, you could see the ball just pop out of there, Charles.
You bet. Andrew Westfall also in there. He may have been the one that came up with it, was it? He's the one that made the hit.
I was going to say, no wonder you let loose of the ball.
Terminator, he's in mid-season form.
He's always ready for Friday night.
That's a big play right there. Scrappers need to run about 3 minutes off the clock. 3 minutes exactly left in the first half, leading 3-0. Split backs. Slot to the left side. Scrappers, my goodness, jump again. Somebody did not know the snap count. I wonder why.
Well, you don't want to do a mistake like that, Charles. The ball's on the 3. They're going to back it up a little bit more.
You're going to be handing off in the backfield. You just can't do those kind of things. We got an ambulance coming into the field here. We have no idea what it is. I don't think it's a ball player or anything like that, so it must be some fan.
Matter, I think they may just be getting here, be on standby. I'm not sure.
Maybe they
did have the lights on when they came in.
Well, here we go. Handoff in the backfield. Here's a run outside the 5, close to the 10-yard line, and that's going to be Nick Anderson. Anderson with a good run that time. I believe that's who that was, wasn't it, Rick? Yeah. Nick Anderson, fine run that time. Out to the 9-yard line.
Had to get some yardage, punch it out a little bit there, Charles. Get us a little bit more to work with, and got it out to the 9.
We need about 2 more of those kind of runs. Second down, about 4 yards to go. Got to get to about the 12.5-yard line to pick up the first down. Ball is on the left hash mark. Split back, slot right. Handoff up the middle. Not much outside the 10. I believe he's going to fall forward and get the first down. Good hard running by Jaquan that time, as he just put his head down and got the first down for the Scrappers. That's a big one right there, folks. That'll let your defense sit on the sidelines a while, catch a little wind, and gives you another 4 downs. Clock running, 2:08 left here in the first half. Scrappers leading 3-0. Boy, this is a battle. Split backs again. Anderson and Johnson. Jaquan, slot right. First down from about the 13. Handoff. Nick Anderson cuts upfield. Little bit of room, still on his feet outside the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
Really getting a good feel for the run here in the first half now. Anderson kind of settling down. He's had a couple of real good runs. Got it out to about the 21, 8 yards on that particular run, Charles, and I've got him for about 16 yards on a couple of carries.
All right, about a 5-yard run that time. 2nd and 5, 1:30 left in the half. Ponder and Telford wide to the left side. Ball right in the middle of the field. Split backs. Johnson and Anderson. Pope up under. Wants to hand off up the middle. Quan Johnson cuts to the outside. Almost had a block. 35, 40. Outside the 40. Run out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Well, I'll tell you, that was a good job by Hendricks. That time to avoid the block for the Bobcats. We almost had a touchdown block by, I think that was Telford out there, but it was a good job by Hendricks to avoid it and run Johnson out of bounds. That'll stop the clock on the out-of-bounds play. 1:10 left in the half, but now the Scrappers, they might be thinking a little offense here now. First down at their own 43. Split backs, slot right, ball on the left hash mark. Pope wants to throw now. Pressure. He's under pressure. Throws it away. Intended for Smith, and Pope is hurt. Hell, he's getting up now. I'll tell you what, we're not, I don't know, I think that was supposed to be a tight end screen that time, Rick. And Pope just never had a chance. We've got a Scrapper down on the play. There's a timeout on the field. 1:03 left in the half. Scrappers leading 3-0. We'll be back in just a moment. Player for the Scrappers. He's up off the field. He's all right. And I did not catch who came in for him. I think that it is Howard, but I'm not positive. Here we go. Split backs. Handoff up the middle. Jaquan breaks a tackle. 45, 46-yard line. Scrappers look like they might be getting a little bit of something going with the running game, Rick.
Well, you know, coming into the season, opposing teams kind of thought the Scrappers had a pretty good making of a running game, and Jaquan kind of settling in, showing them just what we kind of got here. Anderson also doing a good job.
Clock running here, 35 seconds now left in the half. 3rd down and 7 from the Scrapper 46 for the Scrappers. Split backs, slot left. Pope wants to throw, sets up, throws it downfield, intended for Ponder, intercepted and dropped. Isaac Hendricks had it. Ponder had a chance at it, couldn't come up with it. Hendricks had his hands on it and couldn't come up with it at the 30. I thought he had it, Rick, and he just let it get away from him. That'll go incomplete. 20 seconds left in the half. So we'll see whether the coach wants to punt it or if he wants to just go for it. I think he's going to send the punting unit in. So Scrapper's going to kick it away. With 20 seconds left in the half. Line of scrimmage, the Scrapper 46. Williams and Hendricks back deep to receive at their own 16, 17-yard line. Stoney standing on his own 27. Good snap. High kick. They'll let it go. And it's going to roll inside the, well, I thought it was going to go inside the 20, and it rolled in at the 21. 9.6 seconds left in the half. Scrappers with a 3-0 lead, and the Bobcats taking over at their own 20-yard line.
33 yards on that punt by Stoney. He's had a couple other kicks tonight. He had a 35, a 40-yard, and 33 on that one. So getting pretty good production, Charles. He's up on that line, coming back, taking the kicking duties and the punting duties, and Stoney doing a good job.
Well, I'll tell you what I like, Rick. He's hanging it high. And that's going to make it difficult for those guys to be able to return it, because your coverage is going to be down there pretty quick. And really, they didn't have a chance to do anything. They didn't have a chance to feel that one. They just let it go.
He called for the fair catch, then he saw it was covered down there, so he just backed away from it.
Okay, first down for the Bobcats from their own 21. 9.6 seconds left in the half. And Nethery just takes a knee. That's going to be the end of the first half. I assume there won't be a timeout since he took the knee. That's the end of the first half. Scrappers lead after one half of play. Final score of 3-0 over the Hope Bobcats. We'll be back with halftime right after these messages.
We get set for the second half here in just a moment or so. The Scrappers leading by a score of 3-0. That came with 8:05 to go in the first quarter of play. A 23-yard field goal by Stoney Ray. And Charles, as we get set for the second half of action here, the Scrappers will be receiving. The Scrappers are on the north end. Of course, they won the opening coin toss. They deferred their selection to the beginning of the second half. And of course, they go out and receive. And right now, with the offense getting a little rest at halftime, this muggy night out here, we want to see something get set up on this first series.
We certainly do, Rick. We've got Torrin Haney back as your deep return, and we've got Hobson and Anderson as your up return there, and putting the ball on the tee is for the Bobcats is, I believe that's Holyfield, is it not? No, that's number 16. That is, pronounce that, David, Carlos Bautista. There's the kickoff. Looks like Haney will field it at about the 3, 5, 10. He's at the 15, cuts back. He's at the 20, hemmed in at the 20, and he's going to be ridden down. Ball's on the ground, and I'm not too sure if the Bobcats didn't come up with it. Or did they call him down? I think they called him down, or did they? No, they're going to give it to the Bobcats. All right, Haney coughs it up. First break of the second half goes to the Bobcats.
That's the first turnover for the Scrappers in the whole ball game.
I'm telling you what, Coach Laird is really upset with them. But hey, that's the way the game. You can't take things for granted. You got to do what you're supposed to do, and we didn't do it. Big break right there for the Bobcats. 19-yard line of the Scrappers. Cough it up on the kickoff return. Deep in the eye is Holyfield. Ball on the right hash mark. Slot to the right side for the Bobcats. Toss sweep to Holyfield. Scrappers trying to string it out. Terminator missed him. Cuts back. Close to the first down marker goes Holyfield. And Westfall just couldn't quite catch him. Had him looping to the outside. Graham finally collared him, but not until he's about a yard shy of the first down. Boy, great blocking out there, just not quite enough speed to catch him. Second down, yard or just a little over for the Bobcats at the Scrapper 11. I formation, ball on the left hash mark. Holyfield again on the handoff, big hole, 5-yard line. First and goal for the Bobcats inside the 5 at about the 3. Well, the Scrappers have been they've been giving up a few chunks of yardage, and the Bobcats come out with a little bit of rest after really running the ball a lot in that first half, and they have some renewed energy and a big break right here. First and goal from the 3-yard line for the Bobcats. Holyfield deep in the eye, ball in the left hash mark. Touchdown, Bobcats! 3-yard run for D.D. Holyfield.
That moves Holyfield over 100 yards, too, on the night, Charles. He has 18 carries, 103 yards, and he comes up with a touchdown for the Bobcats.
Well, you can't let them get down there inside the 5-yard line time after time without giving something up, and that time they did. Looks like they want to go to the swinging gate here, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Scrappers, now they go back into their normal extra point after being in the swinging gate, waiting the extra point by Nethery. There's the snap. The placement's down. The kick is up. Looks awfully good. And it is. Did they call that no good? They did. I thought he held his hands up and he waved it off, didn't he? Hey, he missed it. Boy, it looked like it was right down the middle, Rick. 6-3 Bobcats. With 11:21 left in the third period, we'll be back with the Bobcat kickoff in a moment. Let's see if we can hang on to the football this time on the kickoff. So we spot them 6 points in the second half. Let's see if we can make that up. That's the kind of things that kind of get you to reeling just a little bit. Here's the approach. This is a little sidewinder kick, and it'll be fielded by Hobson. Cuts upfield. Cuts got a block. He's at the 25. Gets outside. Outruns a couple. He's at the 30. Outside the 30. Didn't get a real good spot by the official. He'll lose us about a yard on the spot by the official, but it'll be at the 33-yard line.
Hobson did a good job, Charles, as he was trying. He cut in once to kind of get a defender to freeze, and he beat a couple out here on the corner just on that move, and then all of a sudden he had one just going to run him out of bounds, and he switched that ball to the outside and made sure that it was away from the tackler, and he just did a real good job. Several things that were just solid on those decisions.
One thing he did, he held on to the football. That made me feel pretty good. All right, we got Haney. And let's see. Well, there's a ball on the ground again, and Pope will pick it up. The Scrappers having trouble hanging on to the football now. Pope will pick it up for about a yard or two lost, back at about the 31, I believe. Where do they spot it? 32. So he lost about a yard and a half, actually, on the mishandle there between the center and the quarterback. Ball is on the left hash mark. Scrappers need to get something going here. Down 6-3 now to the Bobcats. Split backfield, slot right, ball on the left hash mark. Pope wants to throw. Pressure. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. Well, I'll tell you what, they're eating our offensive line up. Just seems like it's almost non-existent at the moment. Quentin Charles in there for the Bobcats.
Charles, we had a birthday we needed to pass along to someone. I almost kind of missed that. We better hurry up and get it in.
Well, I'll tell you what, he has something to say to me every week. But Wanda Tinsley has a birthday today, and she's at home, so happy birthday, Wanda.
If you don't get that in, Dugan would kind of be upset, wouldn't he?
Well, I know it. All right. Looks like it's marked on the 32. Should be where it's at. Looked like we might have gained about an inch or two there. Big third down play here. Benson in the slot with Haney. And now we're having a timeout by the Scrappers. Didn't know the play. 10:27 left in the third. Scrappers down 6-3 to the Bobcats. We'll be back in a skosh. from the 32. Pope drops, pressure, throws it downfield, complete to Benson, 45-50, cuts back at the 45-40, inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Well, I'll tell you what, good job by Pope to get it away, Rick. Again, pressure on Pope. Got it over the outstretched arms of one of the defenders that was coming in on him. I don't know how he laid it in there like he did, but a good reception by Benson and carries it to the 39-yard line of the Bobcats.
We've had about 11 incomplete passes, and then we connect up on that one. That one is going to pick up about 29 yards.
Haney and Benson now to the left side. Ball on the right hash mark. Split back, and we move on offense again. Another penalty. Somebody, again, did not know the snap count. Mental mistakes. Can't do it, folks, if you're going to try to win big ball games.
I think that's early part of the season. Even Coach Laird has said this ball club doing real good, but even in some of their early scrimmages this year, Charles, got a chance to be in the Prep Bowl. Only thing was kind of made some mental mistakes.
Well, we just made another one right there. We've made a couple of those tonight on defense usually. But here we go. Now it's going to be 1st and 15 back at the 44. Pope again drops and wants to throw. Pressure. Throws it downfield and incomplete. Intended for Haney, but I'll tell you what, Isaac Hendricks looks like a pretty good defensive back. He was reading that one all the way, and it goes incomplete. It'll be 2nd down now. And Ponder and Telford will go in now. Scrappers having a little success with the run at the end of the first half and have kind of shied away from that now. Benson and Haney will check out with Ponder and Telford in. They'll check to the left side, ball just inside the right hash mark. And we don't know the play, I'm afraid. Maybe we finally got set. Pope wants to screen it to Telford. He's at the 40, cuts back, makes a move. Boy, got hit from behind and gets it back up to about the original line of scrimmage. Penalty flag. We're going to see what it is. It could be something downfield here. Looks like the Scrappers are going to have an infraction again. A little tunnel screen pass there. It went to Telford. But it's going to be wiped out. The big penalties have been against the Scrappers tonight, and I think the Bobcats have only had, what, 1 penalty? 1 for 5. Well, when you're on the road, those things happen, folks. Usually the big penalties come against the visiting team. Mark off 15 against the Scrappers. It'll move it all the way back to the 46-yard line of Nashville now. Benson will check back in, and Haney. It'll be 2nd down now, and a bunch. Figure that up, Rick. You got the wheel over there.
It's going to be 2nd and about 30, isn't it,
30?
Charles? Yeah.
At least. All right, here we go. Ball on the right hash mark. Slot to the left. That's Haney and Benson. Split backs. They're going to come after Pope in a hurry. Wants to throw. Pressure. Throws it downfield. Intended for Haney. And he had it, and they were holding on to him. Woo, boy, the fans don't like it at all.
I thought he was hitting the bag before he even got there.
I thought he was too, and we're not going to get that kind of call tonight. No sirree. Ain't going to happen. That was at the 30-yard line. And I'll tell you what, the official does not like something that's being said on the sideline, and he pointed a finger at somebody over here. But we're not going to get that call tonight. We've had it twice. He was really, in the first half, there was a pretty obvious penalty. It just was not thrown. Don't look like it's going to happen tonight. So 3rd down now, a big one. And you know they're going to tee off on him. Got everybody in the box. They're coming after him. Pope drops, wants to throw, screens it to Haney. Cuts back against the grain. Makes a cut, tries to make it upfield, can't do it. He's down. They're going to call Williams is picking up the ball. But I think Haney was called down at midfield. Boy, he was really hit, and he's hurting. And the Scrappers will have to punt it away. Penalties started with the 5-yarder, if you'll recall. And it's amazing how these little 5-yard penalties can really hurt you. Hey, we were in pretty fair business down at the 39 of the Bobcats, and then all of a sudden, no, Didn't happen. Had a penalty, then another one. And things just didn't ever settle in then for the Scrappers. You have to go with those long passes on long yardage. They know best about what you're going to do. Stoney Ray standing on his own, about his own 37. Williams and Hendricks back deep to receive the punt. Stoney gets it away, another high kick, and there's a fair catch signal by Williams at the 19. Goes to his knee right there. Down there in a hurry was Hobson for the Scrappers, and that's where the Bobcats will take over, leading 63 over the Scrappers at their own 19-yard line. Well, we had a couple of players come out hurting just a little bit. Carlton hurting again.
Michael Block hurting,
and looked like Haney was hurting there a while ago. I don't know how, well, Haney's still hurt. He got hit, looked like in the, maybe in the midsection. He's hurting though. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 19. Handoff, Holyfield. Hit at the line, bounces forward for a yard, maybe a little bit more than that. We'll wait till we unpile him at around the 20, 21-yard line. Pickup of yard, maybe just a little over. Scrappers starting to have some cramping problems, it looks like. And I'm surprised that we hadn't already seen that tonight with the weather conditions. Players, especially these Scrapper defensive players, they've been going for quite a while, and we're going to see a lot of cramps tonight. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break with the Bobcats leading 6-3. It'll be 2nd down and about 9 yards to go for the Bobcats from their own 20-yard line now. Ball on the left hash mark, I formation. Nethery wants to throw. Pressure, looks downfield. Could be incomplete, it is. I thought the Scrappers had a chance for Benson to maybe make a interception, but the ball, well, it just sailed right through everybody. So intended receiver for the Bobcats was Monk, A.J. Monk. And it does go incomplete, bringing up 3rd down and 9 now for the Bobcats. Bobcats sending in a couple of players. Hendricks checks in. He's been a workhorse for him tonight. He's a pretty good defensive back, and he looks like he'd be a good receiver also. It'll be Holyfield dotting the I for the Bobcats. 3rd and 9, big defensive play for the Scrapper D right here. Nethery rolls out, wants to throw, looks downfield, passes it, had his man, went incomplete on the run. Intended for number 26 is Black, Clay Black. Scrappers putting the pressure on him right there, and Graham was after him, but Nethery could have probably tucked it under and gained a few yards, but I don't believe that he got enough for the 1st down, but he tried to hit Black right at the 1st down marker. It goes incomplete, bringing up 4th down. Haney coming back out on the field. Him and Benson will be in deep return for the Scrappers.
We should get the ball in pretty decent field position here,
Well,
Charles.
let's see what happens here. Nethery, good punter, standing on his own 10. Back to his 7 now. There's a good snap. Gets it away. High kick off the side of his foot. Scrappers need to get out of the way. It will bound around at the 40-yard line. Scrappers are going to have great field position. And they're going to mark it at around the 39, I believe, is where they'll finally mark it.
That kick just kind of went straight up, Charles. They only got about 19 yards on it. It was a high kick, and the main thing there was get all the Scrappers away from it.
This will be about the 3rd time, I believe, the Scrappers have had the ball to start a drive in Hope territory and come away with nothing. So Scrappers need to get something going right here. So from the 39 of the Hope Bobcats, first down for the Scrappers. Ball right in the middle of the field. Slot to the left side, split backs. Handoff, no. Pope wants to throw. Throwing it out. Complete to Corey Smith, 20, 15, 10. Run out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Good pass from Pope to Corey Smith.
Boy, he was wide open too, Charles. He got out there and he was just wide open.
Wide open.
Oh, man, I don't know how he missed getting in the end zone, and it looks like we've got a Bobcat down on the sidelines over there. 2 of them, as a matter of fact, and it looks like that it very well could be cramps, at least on one of them, maybe on 2 of them.
I'll tell you, Charles, that is the reason you throw the football. You can move it down the field in such a hurry. Big play. That covered better than 38 yards. Looked like it's down to the 1-yard line. That's where he went out of bounds.
Well, it's around the 1, Rick. Yeah, right on the 1. I think they're going to hold up play. They've got one player that's right on the sidelines. I would go ahead and take a break. We might as well. Scrappers at the 1, first and go. We'll be back in just a moment. In. All right, we're just about ready. They're going to mark it actually just a little inside the 2, so we're going to call it the 2-yard line. First and go, Scrappers from the 2. Scrappers need to take advantage of this. So here we go. Jaquan Johnson, looks like Willie Hobson in there with him as the setbacks. Pope up under center. There's the handoff. Hobson outside. Willie Hobson, 2-yard run. Comes with 7 minutes and 7 seconds left in the 3rd. Well, that extra point that they missed a moment ago could loom big if Stoney could punch this one in. 3-point lead, 9-6 at the moment, with the extra point coming here by Stony Ray. They just now set the 25-second clock, so that's good for us. That'll give Stoney plenty of time to get set. Tape his leg up there. He's got a Velcro thing on his. All right, here we go. Gordon to hold. There's a snap. Placement down, kick up, and it is good. Well, we had to wait for a minute. That looked like it sailed a little right. Had to wait for the official to put his hands up. It is good. 10-6, Scrappers with 7:07 left in the 3rd period. We'll be back with a Scrapper kickoff in a moment. was a 13-second drive, Rick. 2 plays, 39 yards it went. Scoring drive, or a scoring play, 2-yard run by the sophomore Willie Hobson. Hope we're going to hear a lot more of those in the future out of that fine young man.
Well, he kind of made a point there a moment ago. Looks like kind of settling down, getting at productivity out of that offense, getting a few things going. Scrappers leading again, 10-6 over Hope.
And, of course, Stoney Ray on that extra point. Stoney's going to kick it away. There's a high, short kick. There's a fair catch at the 30 by one of the Bobcats. Boy, one of the Scrappers just got knocked flat. And I believe that is going to be Jordan. And I guess he's got a cramp, is what's wrong with him. But he sure got leveled, though. And there's an official timeout for a moment for the cramp. And I tell you what, this game could really get long, folks, because these things on a night like this, first game of the year, hot and humid, lots of sweat out there, folks, a lot of loss of fluids, and you never know. It's going to be tough on these young men. And we got nearly a half to go. 7:03 left in the third period.
Well, Hope will be taking over on their own 30-yard line here, Charles, in just a moment. Defense for the Scrappers, looks like they're back out, kind of ready to play again. Got a little bit of rest a moment ago there on the sideline.
Well, they got a little renewed energy, too. I'm hoping, Rick, looks like big old Shelton Jefferson, he must have gotten shaken up just a little bit. He's trotting around on the sidelines. So he looked like he's all right. But I bet he's sweating a bunch tonight, too. Of course, he may have a lot to sweat.
Charles just got a chance to kind of look out at the
going for it. They're now with 4:36 left in the game in 4-down territory. Scrappers have given them all the chances in the world. And really, the only score the Bobcats have got was after a fumble by the Scrappers. And that doesn't mean they can't do it, believe me. Lone setbacks, wings on each side. Now one is in motion. Hand off up the middle. No, it gets a little reverse to Holyfield. Got some yardage. Holyfield almost got loose. Finally down at the Scrapper 34, I believe, is where they'll mark it. He bounced forward some.
The only thing that really brought him down that time was kind of a stumbling momentum, Charles. He really, if he just kept his feet under him a little bit, he could have gone.
Well, it's time to pull out all the stops now. And you know that's what they're going to do. Scrapper's trying to react. They actually give him inside the 34. We'll call it the 33. First and 10, it's Scrapper 33. Ball in the right hash mark. Power eye set now for the Bobcats. Hand off to Holyfield in the backfield. He's hit there. Bounces outside. Scrappers will run him out of bounds. But not until he picks up yardage close to the 20.
I think Chris Benson ran him out.
And that is going to be another Bobcat first down. Had him hemmed up at the line of scrimmage, Rick. That'll also stop the clock with 4:10 left in this game. Boy, does things change in a hurry.
I think he picked up about 12 yards down to about, what, the 21-yard line.
Scrappers have got to stop him. It's a 4-point difference. Field goal doesn't make any difference to the Bobcats. They got to punch it in. From the 21, handoff, Holyfield, hit, bounces off, penalty flag. I think, no, that's not a flag. That's something else. That's
just a marker?
Marker, yeah, or a pad or something. And he'll get to about the 19. Holyfield is going to start running now. Going to dig down deep.
That was a flag, Charles.
Was it? And it's against the Bobcats, probably holding. Okay, it was a flag. It looked like a pad, but it, and you know the Scrappers are going to have to take that. Back them up. Holding against the Bobcats. That'll mark it back at the just outside the 30. So it'll be first and a little over 20. With the penalty occurring. Excuse me. First and 20. Here we go. Ball on the right hash mark. Power eye. Nethery wants to throw. Throws it downfield. Complete to Williams. Got loose. And he ran out of bounds. Oh, late hit. They didn't call it. Late block on one of the Scrappers. Let's see where he was marked out of bounds. It'll be inside the 20. And Nethery connecting on a pass there. And It's marked back at the 19-yard line. It's bringing up second down and about 8 or a little less. Critical plays. Ball on the right hash mark. They'll send their split in wide to the right side. That's Andy Holyfield. Power eye set. Nethery up under. It'll be the handoff to Holyfield. This time he doesn't. Ball's on the ground. Who got it? Boy, I think the Scrappers have a chance. Yeah. Scrappers come up with it again. 3:45 left in the ball game. Don Warren, David says, came up with it. Boy, we got to take care of business now. We don't need to be doing any more things like we did a moment ago.
No, I'll tell you what, that Hope offense really moving that football just then, Charles. So they are coming, knowing that they've got to get in there and get some points.
Well, the defense for the Bobcats knows that they have to create something. Scrappers can pick up a couple of first downs. It could be tough for the Bobcats to come back. Scrappers need to pick up something. Haney, and it looks like Ponder in the slot. Handoff up the middle. Jaquan on the carry. Gets outside the 20 to about the 22, maybe a little bit further than that. It'll be about a 4-yard gain for Jaquan. It'll be second down and 6. Clock running, 3:25 left. Scrappers signaling, Coach Laird signaling the play into Brian Pope. Plenty of time on the play clock. McCauley has him at the line of scrimmage. Pope, or Ponder rather, and Haney. Wide right, ball on the left hash mark, letting the play clock run down. Pope under center. Hands off. That'll be Hobson. Breaks loose. First down and more. Outside the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Boy, a fine run that time by Hobson. He wants to make it up for the fumble a moment ago. I don't know that it was really all his fault. It was just an exchange problem between Pope and Hobson when they fumbled back on the 49. First down, Scrappers, clock running, 2:45 left. Scrappers are going to let that play clock run down just as far as they possibly can. It'll be Ponder and Haney wide left. Pope under center. Bobcats probably figure they're going to run it. Handoff. That's going to be Jaquan across the 35 to about the 36-yard line, where it'll bring up second down. And it looks like we got a Bobcat hurting. There's going to be a timeout on the field here with 2:19 left and a Bobcat with a cramp or something. So Scrappers leading 10-6, facing second down and about 7 or 8 yards to go at their own 36. We'll be back in a moment. About 7 yards to go from the Scrapper 36 for the Scrappers. Handoff. That's going to be Hobson, and he's not going to get much of anything. Maybe a yard. Depends on where the official actually marks him. And he tried to get outside, and it had got kind of stopped up over there a little bit. We'll give him about a yard. It's actually a short one. That was Demario Robinson, the injured player for the Bobcats there a moment ago. Clock running, 1:45 left. Scrappers really need to pick up a first down here. That would just about seal it. Bobcats have got 2 timeouts left. This is a huge play right here. Scrappers need to come up with something for a first down. Split back, slot right, ball in the middle of the field. And toss sweep. That's going to be Jaquan. And he gets only to about the 38-yard line. And coming up in a hurry for the Bobcats, C.J. Ellis, along with number 34, Terrence Cheatham, to make the tackle. And it looks like he stayed in bounds, so the clock continues to run. Play clock not set yet, so the Scrappers facing fourth down and about 5 yards to go. And Scrappers are probably going to bring the punting team out there. And we're having a lot of whistles, and now the Bobcats finally, they burn quite a bit of time off the clock before they finally call that timeout. So there's a timeout on the field called by the Bobcats. That leaves them with one. 52 seconds left in this game. Scrappers leading 10-6. We'll be back in just a moment.
I think our defense is up.
All right, we're back here at Hammons Stadium in Hope, where the Bobcats have held the Scrappers. They've got to punt it away. Scrappers are going to be punting from their own, almost the 39. Williams back deep to receive. Need a clean snap, clean punt, no return. Isn't that right, David?
That's right. That's exactly right.
52 seconds left in this game. Bobcats left with one timeout. Good snaps. Comes down with it. Punts it away. End over end. Williams is going to field it. He's going to be hit. Ball's on the ground. Who got it back? It's still on the ground. I don't know. Scrappers, I think, have a chance. I think they did. Scrappers came up with it. At the 31-yard line. Haney came off the field as if he might have caused it or recovered it. Langston was in there. Donnie Langston also. And Williams is down, and I don't blame him. He's probably got more pride hurt than anything. Rick, we're just going to have a timeout here for the injured Hope Bobcat again with 39 seconds left. Scrappers leading 10-6. We'll be back in a moment. Williams getting up very gingerly, and they're going to help him off the field. And I tell you, he really got rolled up over there, Rick, after he fumbled that ball around. I mean, the Scrappers were in there, I mean, in force. There must have been at least 4 Scrappers there, and they came in.
Well, looked like a pretty good kick for him to try to return.
Oh, yeah.
He was trying to make a good job on it, but it was
Scrappers
he was trying to get something going, but the Scrappers now made that recovery, and they've got the ball at the Hope 30-yard line.
Well, Scrappers just need to take a knee here. That's what Hope does. They can stop the clock one time, and that's it, and then they will not be able to stop it anymore. They'll take their final timeout, and Rick will just hold it right here, and we'll look at a couple of the things that's gone on tonight. The Bobcats have 13 first downs. Scrappers came back with 11 first downs, and if I'm not mistaken, the Bobcats had like 8 or 9 first downs in the first half, did they?
That's right. That's right.
And the Scrappers were down with pretty low numbers in the first half. About 4, okay.
So the Scrappers have evened it up a little bit more here in the second half.
One thing that Coach Laird's not going to be real happy about, 10 penalties, 75 yards against the Scrappers, and of course we've had 4 turnovers, and the Bobcats have also had 4 turnovers, 3 by fumble, 1 by pass interception. So both teams a little sloppy tonight, but the weather conditions might have a little something to do that, and of course neither team is in mid-season form yet, and but I'll tell you what, they're gaining a bunch of it tonight. So it looks like they're just about ready to get play continued, and it looks like that Pope, all he'll have to do is take a knee one more time with 33 seconds left. It depends on when they start the play clock, and probably not. They're going to try to hurt him. They were trying to jump over, and there is a penalty, which will be against the Bobcats, 31 seconds now. And they were trying to do what the old Scrappers did one time. When old, who was that, Rick?
Well, that was Stan Lawrence
and
Terry Ray involved in that.
Hope had the game won. Scrappers got the ball on the exchange, got it before it ever got back to the quarterback, and one pass.
Wasn't that our first year that we were doing the broadcast together?
Brian Howard to who was it, Rick? Terry Ray. Here we go. Let's hope it doesn't repeat just now. There you go. Snap, and the knee is down. And if they don't set it, which they haven't got it set yet, got a player getting up slow. Inside 25 seconds. They haven't set the play clock, folks. Scrappers win it by a score of 10-6 over the Hope Bobcats to start the 2000 season here at Hammonds Field in Hope, Arkansas. This is Charles Hubbard and Rick and David, and we're going to take a little break and come back and wrap this thing up in just a moment.
From the north end.